so glad that I got awkward in the first public talk that I ever gave, because it really motivated me. It really made me want to get more confident at public speaking. And speaking to people in all social situations, it really pushed me. I remember that experience at the time where I felt awful. The same feeling that I felt when I was younger at school when things didn't go well. Especially around, getting nervous and stuttering or getting embarrassed or not being able to speak properly. So it really reminded me of those bad times. And I remember after that talk, going through what we all go through when we feel that we fail. You kind of feel lonely, you feel down, and you question yourself, and you immediately, logic kicks in. The human logic, the mind will tell you that you definitely need to quit because you're not good enough, because you failed. But I remember thinking, if I quit now, I'm always going to feel like this for the rest of my life. Like everything I do is going to be affected by this one moment that's just gone, and I can't let that happen, not without putting up a fight anyway. So what I done was, when I failed the talk, I can't remember the exact time space, but it was pretty quick. I decided that I'm going to do another one. I didn't want to leave like long gaps in between doing the next one, because I knew I probably wouldn't do it. I'd get so depressed and negative. I'd get down listening to all those negative thoughts and feeling those emotions. So that's what I did. I went and done another talk, and it was still hard. And then I went on and done another 10 talks. And I remember by about the 10th, or probably even a bit quicker than that, I did so well. I was so confident at speaking in front of a live audience, public speaking. And if I hadn't have continued, I wouldn't have become successful. And not only did I become successful at public speaking, I became successful in my dating life, in my financial life, with building a business, with helping so many other people, so many other insecurities that I had. And my whole confidence completely transformed. So this is why I come back to this teaching that I always say to my clients when I'm coaching them on a 6-week confidence program, 1-year program, weekend confidence program, at the Fearless events, or on these YouTube videos. I always say, look, when you're in a social situation and you get awkward and you get nervous, you're human. You're going to feel bad after. You're going to judge yourself. You're going to overthink. You're going to worry about what the other person thought or what the group of people thought. But the only solution you have, if you want to keep improving, is you have to keep socializing. You have to put yourself out there again. You have to put yourself in those social situations where you feel vulnerable. And if you fail again, then you've got to go again. Listen, a lot of times there's things that are said that are cliches that are not true. People say things like, you only get one shot. Well, not in my experience, you don't. When we're talking about talking to people, getting over fears and anxieties in this area, you get as many shots as you want, because you're not going to die from getting socially awkward, right? So if you mess up 20 times, you can get it right the 21st. And that's what I learned from that first public speech that I gave where I failed. But even when I look back, it wasn't just a complete failure. I did succeed. I succeeded in that I had the courage to go and do it and try it, which is more than most people. Most people won't even try and do new things because they're so scared of the rejection. They're so scared of failing. They're so scared about being judged by others. They care too much about those things that they just hold themselves back, no one else. So I realized that no one is holding me back other than myself. That this situation is really not that bad. As time goes on, no one remembers that now. Well, if they do, I couldn't care less, because I've been successful so many times and I went on. So I got good at public speaking, with a live audience and YouTube videos and dates and interviews and business meetings and calls over Zoom. In all those social situations, I got good at them because I failed my way to success, because I didn't give up. So that's what I explain in these videos, and that's a key thing with getting over social anxiety, guys. No matter what you do, you're gonna have these bad experiences. But if you interpretate them as positive, and you change your, you change your assumption and your opinion and your feelings towards how it went, there's no limit to how much you can improve. And I've seen this, as I've said before, with students from the first session that they do on the 6 weeks confidence program till the 5th one, they're so much more confident, and the 6th and so forth. So it's the practice. And I really realized that, like I said, it was that experience that made me understand the process in regards to getting more confident socially, being more relaxed in social situations. And not just that, it actually taught me a lot about myself, about that I was a strong person, a lot stronger than I thought I was, because I didn't quit when things went bad. I didn't quit when there was a perceived failure, and I was able to build myself back and not let that deter me or put me off or make me quit. So that's really the test of character for everyone. Because whether it's a public talk that you're going to do or a first date, you're going to get awkward, you're going to get nervous. You can't get around that. If you're waiting to get around that, then you're never going to change right now. You're not. You're always going to have anxiety. It's never going to improve because you're waiting for the perfect moment and you're trying to dodge the rejections. You're trying to evade messing up. And that's not how you grow. You can't get anywhere in life like that. Anybody with any common sense and any honest person who's been successful in life will tell you that. And anybody who says otherwise is just not telling the truth. It's just not plausible. It isn't factual. It's not realistic. You're not going to succeed at anything without going through some struggles, some disappointments, some rejections and failures. But how you deal with them is going to determine if you become successful in the end or not. And if you keep going, you will become successful. In this case, we're talking about successfully overcoming your social anxiety and becoming a confident person. And I want to explain this as well. See, confidence is important because for me, success always comes after confidence. What I mean by that is when you're not confident and you're insecure about social situations and life and yourself, when you gain that confidence through going out and socializing and facing your fears and setting goals and and meeting new people, when you gain that confidence, you act different, you act better because you feel good. And that draws the success in. Success just seems to come spontaneously when you least expect it, when you're confident and you're positive and you're in a good place. Obviously people can tell, they can sense that. We all can. We can tell when someone's confident and they're in a good place as opposed to when they're not. In most cases we can, right? So I understood all these things, and that's why I explain them a lot in my videos. I might repeat them, go over them, because it takes time for it to sink into people, like it took me time. At that time, I didn't have a mentor at that moment to explain to me that this is okay. I had to figure that out myself. So a lot of you might not know it. I want to make people aware of it so they won't give up in these crucial moments, because people never give up when it's going well. People always give up when something goes wrong, and that's the exact time you need strength. You need to not quit. You need to step back. You need to analyze things a bit, assess things, look at what you can do better, try and understand why you made a mistake. My one was purely down to inexperience. Like, I'd never given a public talk in that way. Like, I hired out a comedy room. There was a group of people between 20 and 30, somewhere around that region. And it was overwhelming. I'd never done it before. So it was understanding, not understanding. It was understandable that happened to me because my mind just wasn't prepared for it. But I had to go through that to learn, get some experience, take that into the next talk, which I did, take that into the following talk, which I did, and the following one, until I became really experienced, really confident, and then I was given talks every month. I even did a period where I was doing like 4 or 5 meetups and public speeches every week. I really just wanted to get used to it, get so accustomed to dealing with the adrenaline, the fight or flight, the nerves, and get good at handling them and being able to speak whilst feeling anxiety and not let the anxiety get so out of control that I'm not able to speak, that I'm paralyzed, I freeze up, I can't think. So I really understood this from doing it week in, week out. But like I said, the best thing that happened was when the first one went wrong. Because if it would have gone okay, I might have got complacent and probably would have carried on, but wouldn't have had that same drive. I wouldn't have tried as hard. So failing in such a traumatic way, for me at the time, I took it personal, how I felt, it drove me to try so much harder. And that paid off in the end. Because I knew if I can't get over this, I'm not really going to be in a position to help people. I can help them, but it won't be as effective. It won't be as impactful if I don't sort this out and keep facing this fear. And obviously I did, and I was really proud of myself. And obviously, any time I'd come unstuck in a social situation, I'd always go back to experience. Well, how did I overcome that? That was a big deal. You know, public speaking is one of the top human fears. That's why most people avoid it in their whole life. And I always say to clients, if you really want to grow and gain more confidence, and the secret is try public speaking. It's not the only way to do it, but that's the hardest one. So it's going to give you. You're going to grow the most from doing that and gain confidence. But obviously, job interviews, first dates, meetings, going to group meetings, talking in front of the camera. You know, even when I first started doing YouTube videos, the same. It was awkward. I couldn't speak for more than a minute or two. Now I can speak for ages once you get warmed up. If I make mistakes, it doesn't bother me. I can pick it up, be confident, keep the speech going well. So you'll take something from this, and I'm sure right now, in the coming days or maybe today, you've got awkward, you're overthinking about it, you're getting down, you feel like quitting. Keep going and just try to be a little bit better next time, and you will. Just program in your mind yourself to say, I want to be a little bit better in that situation. It will happen because you're consciously trying to be a bit better, and that all comes down to effort. Like I say, if you don't put the effort in, you're not going to see improvements with your social anxiety. It doesn't go away by itself without any effort. You've got to make that effort. How you make that effort is pretty simple. Although it can be difficult emotionally, you push yourself to go out, meet people, job interviews, first dates, public talks, events, even talking in front of the camera, phone calls, all the different areas where you can speak to people. The dentist, the doctors, supermarkets, you just practice, family, friends. Any opportunity you get, you practice talking, and obviously doing, you know, courses and programs. And just to let you know, I've got a weekend confidence workshop on March the 26th and 27th. I'm taking 4 students. There's 2 spaces available. So if you're interested in coming on, it's for guys that want to get over social anxiety and get better at speaking to women, people, and gaining more confidence and actually practicing, you know, talking to people in real life. We spend 2 days together. We're going to really bond as a group. We're going to work at social skills, confidence, goals, accountability, and it's a great experience. You get to come out of the house, get to spend 2 nice days in London practicing, talking to people, and you get that help and support. Coaching's really important. The value you're going to get from doing my Week in Confidence program is the help and support you're going to get from me and the other students, because most people on their own, they can't find the strength to push themselves, to go out and socialise. They need somebody, need a coach, need someone who's been there, who's suffered it like you and overcome it, to give you that support and that encouragement, because it is hard sometimes. There's certain things that you just can't do on your own. So when you've got someone to push you, they're able to make you go further than you would if you were on your own. Some people won't do anything. So if you're interested in applying for that workshop, send me an email below. I'll get back to you on the email. And just to make sure, I can have a quick chat with you on Zoom, just to make sure you're right for the program, and I can explain a bit more about the program, the price, the logistics. But as I said, it's March the 26th and the 27th if you're interested in a whole weekend of, you know, talking to people, women, guys, and getting more social, and, you know, having support, being able to spend 2 days with positive people that are like-minded, that also want to improve their anxiety. You're going to have a great time, all right? So I'll speak to you guys soon. Appreciate all the support. And remember, don't give up. If any social situation goes bad, regroup. Don't think about it too much and go out again and engage with people. So if you go to a job interview and they don't hire you, you get nervous, go for another interview. If you go on a date, it doesn't work out, go on another date. Don't quit and you'll get there in the end, all right? Fearless.